Hi, my name is Brian King. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to StampWithBrian.com. Today I'm excited to share with you a technique that I call bold stripes. But the stripes can be bold or soft or regal or add a nice neutral accent to a project. I want to show you a couple of projects I've made using this technique, and then I want you to come over and let's look at this together. This is my most recent project I made using this technique. And essentially the background of this soft, beautiful tree is accented with these bold stripes of cardstock in varying sizes. I want to show you real quick how to do that and give you a couple of tips and tricks so that you can be successful at making this bold stripe look. So I have a piece of cardstock here. I would use either Very Vanilla or Whisper White as the base. And then I've cut some 3/4 inch strips using Early Espresso, Old Olive, and Cherry Cobbler. You can use any colors you want to create any kind of design that can be used as a background for a card. You'll want to create the strips going at a diagonal across. You could even do them straight if you want. I like the look of the diagonal, and you'll also want to make sure that when you glue this down, you cover over the corner. If you have a piece that cuts a corner like that, you might end up having issues with it gluing down and cutting it. So my first tip is to create a bold angle and to attack that corner. So what I'm going to do is, instead of adding glue to my piece of cardstock, I'm going to add the glue onto the piece of Whisper White. And I'm just going to roughly add this. You can also use a glue stick or even sticky strip. I prefer, I always use the Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. So I'm going to just lay this strip down like that. And then I might take the next color I would use would be this Early Espresso. And I'm just going to lay it down right next to it, making sure that I line it up tightly with the previous strip. And then let's add on this side a piece of the Cherry Cobbler. And you just keep going until you've covered the entire piece of the thin either Whisper White or Very Vanilla. Okay, so I've completely covered this piece of Very Vanilla with these strips of cardstock, and they're all securely on there. So there's a couple of ways that I can cut this away. One of them, and this is what I would suggest for the corners where you might have a little piece, is just to flip it over and take your paper snips and trim along those pieces. Now again, because you put the glue on the cardstock and not on these strips, you don't have a bunch of glue on the outside here. Another way to trim those back might be to use your Stampin' Trimmer and simply line up the edges and crop it that way. The thing that I would caution you about there is you might end up stripping away pieces with the pulling action of the trimmer. So if I don't use my snips, I use my Guillotine paper trimmer that is now retired, but a wonderful thing to have nonetheless, and simply line up the edge of the card there and crop it down to get a really clean edge to this background piece. And again, depending on the colors you use, you can create a bold background or a nice subtle accent to any card. I hope you found those tips and tricks helpful so that you can go make your own little striped accent to your next card. Please come visit us at StampWithBrian.com to see all the fun we're having over there, or to purchase any of these products that I shared with you today. Thanks for stopping by.